All right, guys, our first position today is going to be cat-cow. We have 30 seconds of this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin.
Exercise 1.
Try to get that back as high as possible on the scared cat, and then drop that rib cage as low as possible on the cow. As you drop the rib cage, you bring that head up, looking up just a little bit to let that rib cage drop a little bit lower. Rest. Good job, guys. Next, we're going to go into a hip pulse position. So one knee down, one leg up. We're going to put our hands behind our head in a prisoner position. And we're going to rock forward towards that knee and then rotate our elbow towards the leg that's up, okay? Go ahead and begin. Rocking forward. Just a slight little turn. The main thing with your turn is don't let that elbow pull your head down. Try to stay tall with your head and just rotate in that upper back. So we're trying to get that, we call it thoracic spine. We're trying to get that guy loosened up. Rest. Good job, guys. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Do the same thing on this side. We're just going to rock forward, just a little bit on that hip. Go ahead and begin. Turn towards that knee. Let your body go backwards a little bit, and rock forward again. Lean in towards that leg. And rest, guys. Let's go ahead and lay down on our back. We're going to do a glute bridge march. Okay, so laying down on our back, hips high, and then you're just going to move one knee at a time, marching with those legs. Go ahead and begin. Keep the hips up the whole time. Just going to drive one knee up at a time, switching legs back and forth. Doesn't have to be fast, under control. We're really thinking about the glute that's on the ground. We want to keep that heel in the ground, the foot. You want to think about that glute's the one really activating. So it's just going to be a march. You don't have to take that leg all the way up. You're just driving one knee at a time.
3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, go ahead and stay in this position, lying down. We're going to put our feet straight in the air, and we're going to do leg lowering. So leg lowerings, we're going to have our legs straight up. You're going to drop one leg at a time where it's almost to the ground. Don't let it touch, though. Go ahead and begin. Don't let it touch. Come back up with it, then bring the other leg down. If you're having a little trouble with this, take your hands a little bit wider and create just a little bit more stability. Makes it a little bit more stable for you. And then just drop it nice and slow and controlled. Get those legs as long as you can control this morning. Get that nice hamstring flexibility.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. We're going to roll over and we're going to do either a bear crawl, a baby crawl, or a bird dog. Okay? Bear crawl, baby crawl, or bird dog. Just about 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Go ahead and begin. If we're doing a bear crawl, we're just going to get those knees barely off the ground. We're going to take a couple steps forward, a couple steps back. If we're doing a baby crawl, you keep those knees on the ground and you're just working on that technique. Or if you're doing a bird dog, we're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg, concentrate on that core staying tight. Doesn't need to be fast this morning. Just get nice and under control. Rest. Good. Go ahead and stand up. We're going to do an hourglass. So what you can do is start with your feet apart and then feet together, feet apart as we're jumping into like an hourglass position. Or you can do a linear 2-step shuffle. Go ahead and begin again. So feet together, feet apart, feet together, feet apart, feet together, feet apart. So you're just going to make that hourglass. Think you're making an hourglass shape on the ground. You don't have to move too far forward, too far back. It's just mainly trying to get that hourglass position. Feet apart, feet together, feet apart, feet together, feet apart, feet together.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. The last thing we're going to do is either a body weight squat or a frog jump. So on a frog jump, you're going to keep that chest tall, touch the ground. Body weight squat, you're going to keep that chest tall. No jumping. Okay, go ahead and begin. Frog jump or body weight squat, whichever one your body's feeling today. Main thing is think about it as a warm-up. If your body's feeling a little stiff, go a little bit slower working through that pattern. If you're feeling pretty good, get that heart rate elevated and get the system warmed up. Rest, guys. Great job. Go ahead and grab yourselves a quick drink. The only tools you're going to need today is either a band. So we're doing a split squat. So you're either going to need a band or dumbbells, a medicine ball works, anything where you can weight it in your arms, either in a suitcase position, which is beside you, or a holding position in front of you, okay? So what we have today is we have a circuit style, no finisher, only one circuit. We're going to do 4 rounds of 5 exercises. Each exercise is 40 seconds of work with a 20-second rest period, okay? So it's going to continuously go through this round for 4 rounds. Exercise number 1 is going to be a no arm push-up. Okay, exercise number 1 is going to be a no arm push-up. So if you guys haven't done this one before, it's actually a little simpler than it sounds. So think of it as kind of a scapula push-up, right? We're going to try, our concentration is trying to squeeze our shoulder blades together. So position number 1 is a full push-up position. We're just going to drop our shoulder blades down to the ground, getting our nose down, hips all the way down too, hips touch, and then drive back out. Sit all the way down, drive all the way up, okay? So again, it's that shoulder blade squeezing is the main position we're looking for, but the hips are coming along for the ride. From there, a modification is going to your knees and doing the same thing with your knee position, up and down. Okay? So you see with Nathan there, this is a good position. We can also modify one more way if you have to. If you can't do that at all on your shoulders, you can just do a regular plank too. Okay? So we have 40 seconds on those. Exercise number 2 is going to be a predator jack. So predator jack is we're going to start in a T position. So you see a cross at the top. So from here, he's going to take his feet out as his feet come together. Sorry, as his hands come together. Sorry. His feet out as his hands come together. Back and forth. This position is probably going to get confused a little bit for you guys. As long as you're moving, it doesn't really matter. As long as your hands are coming apart, feet come together, okay? From there, if that gets way too confusing or too tough on your legs, you can always just do a jumping jack or a step jack. Stepping one leg out at a time. Okay, so one of those variations, we're trying to get that heart rate elevated. Number 3, we're going to go into a side plank hip lift. So elbow down. The long position is the harder position. Feet up. All he's going to do is drive his hips as high as possible and come back down. Not really as high as possible, I guess as high to more of a level position. We don't want to overextend. To make it a little bit harder, you can take that arm straight up. Make it a little bit less balanced. To make it easier, what we're going to do is we're going to take our knees and tuck them towards us, our feet. Shorten that lever arm, driving that hip up and down. Same thing, okay? We're going to switch sides each round, okay? Each round you'll switch sides. Exercise number 4 is where we're going to do our split squat. So in the split squat position, we have our body weight variation first. And we're just going to go up and down. You see the main thing on this one is the distance between his knee and his foot. We're trying to get about a foot distance. What we're trying to create is a 90-degree angle in knee and the opposite knee, okay? So we're about a foot in front of the other foot, or in front of the knee. From there, you can make it a little bit easier if you want to use a stick for stability, or we can make it a little bit harder. So stick stability if you're having trouble falling over, or you can make it a little bit harder by adding weight or a band. So on the weight position, dumbbell by the side, just going to go up and down, suitcase. This is where you can hold a medicine ball in front of you if you want. You can hold the goblet squat position with the weight, or you always take a band and you can put the band underneath a foot. This is for the front foot, and we call it a rack position. So you're going to put your elbows through. And you can go up and down from there. Any of those variations work if you want to make that one a little bit harder. If you can't do any of those, you can do a wall sit instead. So if you can't do any of those because your knees, you just do a wall sit. All right, and the last position we have today is called a wide mountain climber. If you guys were here last week, it was a new position we're working on. So first thing we do, we start with 1 foot up. You see how he's in that Spider-Man rotation position? From there, now he's gonna jump and switch those legs back and forth. See how the hips get up kind of like a Groinger does, and then he's just moving 1 leg at a time instead of 2 at a time on a Groinger. Our modification from there is cardio climbers. So if you want to go a little bit, still stay pretty quick, you're moving those feet pretty quickly. And then you can always turn that into a regular mountain climber just under control to give you multiple positions on that. All right, guys. So Go ahead and grab yourselves a water bottle, get it close to you. We have 20-second break in between. You can grab a drink, kick on your music. We have 4 straight rounds of these 5 exercises, no finisher. Each one is 40 seconds. All right, guys, get ready for the no arm push-up position. When everybody's down for that, I'll know we're ready to go. All right, guys, version number 1, 4 seconds. Remember, we want the nose and the hips to drop at the same time all the way to the ground and then squeeze back out of that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Exercise 1.
Let that nose and the hips drop at the same time all the way to the ground. We don't want to stay above the ground. We want those hips to touch. That we're using that full range and then driving back out. Got 12 seconds.
Three, two, one.
Rest. Good job, guys. Next, we're going to stand up and we're going to do a predator jack or a jumping jack or step jacks. Remember, on a predator jack, your hands are going to start apart and they're going to come together at the bottom. But pretty much, we just want them to move whatever direction works best for you.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Begin. Remember, jumping jacks work too if those get too confusing, or a step jack if it hurts your knees. Once you find a rhythm, don't worry too much about anything else than that. Just find a good rhythm and keep going back up and down from there. The main thing is that bottom drop squat position. We have 15 seconds. We want those feet to come together at the top and apart at the bottom.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. From there, we're going to go to a side plank hip lift. Remember, on this one, the short legs makes it a little bit easier. Long legs makes it harder.
3,
Side plank hip lift.
1. Exercise 3.
Begin driving that hip up and down. Hip up and down. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can extend that hand over top to make it a little bit less stable. 20 seconds. Really think about squeezing your abs tight. We want to make sure that the core is the thing moving those hips. We're not using the quads to move the hips.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Go ahead and stand up. We're going to split squats next. So you can weight it any way you want. Remember what foot you start with. Want to make sure that is 90 degrees from the front, in the front knee and the back knee. So I usually start in the bottom position so I can make sure I'm at 90 degrees first.
1. Exercise 4.
Go ahead and begin. Lacey, take your front foot forward just a little bit. Make sure you guys are keeping tall chests. 20 seconds. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. Next, we're going to go to wide mountain climbers, cardio climbers, or just regular mountain climbers. A wide mountain climber starts in a Spider-Man with rotation position, okay? And you'll just jump back and forth. Those hips can get high as you jump, but you want to drop them as you land.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 5.
Begin. If you're doing the mountain climber, you can also do those as cardio climbers, which just means we're moving a little bit quicker. Good job, guys. 20 seconds. On those wide mountain climbers, you switch mid-air to the other leg. You don't let the leg drop behind you. You switch right away to the other side. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. We're going back into that no arm push-up. No arm push-up. We're starting round 2. If that was your first time doing those wide mountain climbers, they get pretty tough, especially for 40 seconds. No arm push-ups. Really concentrate on that nose and hips dropping at the same time.
Exercise 1.
Begin round 2. We should feel the squeeze of our shoulder blades together and then driving them apart as far as possible. Doesn't need to be fast. We don't need a ton of reps. We just want to be under control as we do this. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good. We're going to go to our up, stand up. We're going to do predator jacks next. Predator jacks or jumping jacks or step jacks. Main thing on a predator jack is our feet start together and they go apart as we drop to the bottom, okay?
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Begin. Feet together and then kick them out as you go to the bottom. "20 seconds. Keep a nice even pace. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. We're going to go to side planks next. So we're going to go make sure you're rolling to the other side this time. Side planks, opposite side. You're going to lift that hip up and drop it back down.
Three, two, one. Exercise.
Begin. "20 seconds. We want to make sure that our elbow is underneath our shoulder. Don't get it too far up by the head so that it puts too much pressure on your shoulder. You want to stack that shoulder over top. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, go ahead and stand up. We have split squats next. Remember, we can weight it if we want. But using a band, it goes under the front foot, not the back foot, under the front foot if you're using a band. Make sure you're in 90-degree position with the knees.
3, 2, 1.
And begin. Not overly worried about speed on this one. What we're really concentrating on is good depth all the way down and then squeezing the glutes as you stand tall. You squeeze that front quad and you squeeze the glutes as you stand tall. 20 seconds. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest, guys. Good. We're going to go to wide mountain climbers. Wide mountain climbers. Or cardio climbers. Or just regular mountain climbers. You can always do those on an incline too if you're struggling.
3, 2, 1.
And begin. If you're doing the wide variation, make sure you're switching the hips all at one time. Regular mountain climbers, just think of it as running in place. Or the cardio climbers, think about running in place. And regular mountain climber, nice and slow. 20 seconds. There is no finisher today, so give max effort on each round. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest, guys. Good job. We're going back in. We're starting round 3. We're going back into the no arm push-ups. No arm push-ups. Heart rate should be pretty elevated. This one, the Predator Jacks and those mountain climbers definitely get the heart rate up today.
1.
All right, no arm push-ups. Begin. Remember, nose coming down. Try not to nose dive, though. We want the nose to come down. We don't want to reach our head down for it. We want to have it under control coming down with the shoulders. And squeeze all the way back up. 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job. Predator Jacks or jumping jacks. If your legs are getting a little smoked, jumping jacks can be a nice substitute for a round.
Three, 2, 1.
Begin. Predator Jacks, go. Ten seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. Side planks. Make sure we're back to that first side.
3, 2, 1.
And begin. Drive that hip up, control back down. Drive that hip up, control back down. "20 seconds. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. Good job. We're going back in those split squats. Should be back to that first leg again. Back to those split squats.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 4.
And begin. Tall chest. Keep that chest tall, which means you kind of pull those shoulder blades back. "20 seconds. 8 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. Going back into the wide mountain climber, cardio climber position.
Three, 2, 1. Exercise 5.
Begin. 20 seconds. Ten more seconds. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
3, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. We're already in that final round. Starting round 4. We're going to go back into those no arm push-ups. So everything you do is going to be the last time you do it. No arm push-ups. We're going to start in 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Let that nose drop, hips drop. Make sure the hips are dropping at the same pace the shoulder blades are squeezing. We don't want to just let them drop and not control. We got to control those shoulder blades. They're controlling that core down. That's getting a little tough. Don't be afraid to go to your knees and keep a nice solid position on those knees too. 15 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. We are done with those for the day. We're going into predator jacks or jumping jacks. Predator jacks or jumping jacks. If you feel like you're moving really slow on those predator jacks, don't be afraid to go to jumping jacks so we can keep a nice, high, elevated heart rate, okay?
3, 2, 1.
And begin. Last round of predator jacks. "20 seconds. Legs are going to start burning here. Just keep moving at that pace. Last time we're doing these. 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. Great job. Good effort there. We're going back into our last set of side planks. So we should be on the side we haven't done twice yet.
Three, two, one.
And
Exercise
begin. Last time on these. Drive those hips up. Remember, think about the core being tight and the glutes squeezed. We want to make sure that that midsection is moving more than our legs extending, right? We want to make sure that we're moving that midsection. 20 seconds. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. We are done with those. We're going back into split squats. So we should go on the leg that we haven't done twice yet. Remember, good solid technique, tall chest, dropping that knee down as far as you can go.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 4.
Begin. 2 exercises left. This one and one more. Keep that nice, good effort up. "15 seconds. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. We're ending with the hardest one. Wide mountain climbers or cardio climbers. Do your best to keep the pace as quick as you can. I'd rather you slow the pace down a little bit and just keep going the whole time than go too quick and have to stop a lot. So, last exercise.
2, 1. Exercise 5.
Begin. This is it. 40 more seconds. 20 seconds, guys. Keep that up. Keep it up. Eight seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And done. Your workout is complete, guys.